Welcome back, everybody. We're back together here with another video. We're going to be reviewing Ahsoka Episode 3. The title of this was actually Time to Fly. And the rumors about the runtime of this episode were true. It says 34 minutes and 21 seconds, but didn't it feel a lot shorter than that?
Yeah.
Of course, you got I believe you take off couple of minutes of the intro and 5 minutes of an outro. This was probably about 27 minutes. It was super short. When we actually watched it at the end, I said, wow, that was it. It just flew by. But I must say this was better than the first two episodes.
Mm-hmm.
You enjoyed it more?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did also as well. There's still problems here with this. Now, this episode is about them going to that planet where they actually have the that hyperdrive thing that Balin and his apprentice actually took away from that Etz Imperial facility. And good episode. I'm gonna give it like a 7 out of 10. It wasn't bad, but I got a problem with this episode though.
Well, tell people what do you like first.
What I liked about it, it wasn't dry as far as how slow it was. It wasn't really slow, even though this scene right here, you're looking at Ahsoka training with what's the droid's name? Hugh Wang.
Yeah, something like that.
This took up about 7 minutes of the show, so you only got 20 minutes left of the actual plot of this episode. So the meat and potatoes of this episode is very, very short, it seems. But she's training here with the droid with like a training sword right here. Now, my problem with this episode is Ahsoka. We know she is very, very strong with the Force. She has Force abilities. I believe they made it clear in this episode that Sabine has no Force abilities. Mm-hmm. But in A New Hope, Obi-Wan did say that the Force is in every living thing. It binds us together and all this stuff. So the Force is in everybody. I don't know why Ahsoka actually wanted to train Sabine as a Jedi when she obviously has no Force abilities whatsoever. So they kind of go through this training montage, and they actually bring back what Luke and Obi-Wan did in A New Hope. There was definitely some New Hope vibes in this.
Yes.
Yeah, we caught that. But she clearly doesn't have the abilities to do much of anything with the Force. There's a scene where she actually tries to, right here. Tries to move the cup with the Force, completely fails. She has no Force abilities. But the most controversial thing that Ahsoka says in this episode, she tells Hugh Wang that I don't need her to be a Jedi. I just need her to be herself. Then why in the hell are you training her to be a Jedi? Why don't you just let her be a Mandalorian? I didn't like that line.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why would you actually want her to be a Jedi and they've been training, I guess off and on for several years. She can't even move a cup. She doesn't have the abilities to use the Force, even if the Force is within her.
Maybe she is trying to figure out who she is. Or maybe she has a lot of, confusion and stuff like that, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know what kind of angle Dave Filoni is trying to go with Sabine right here. Are they going to try to make her more like, remember Chirrut Imwe, Donnie Yen's character in Rogue One?
Yeah.
He believes in the Force. He wasn't using the Force like a Jedi. I think that's probably her match right there, because Hugh Wang even says that she has the least talent and the least capabilities out of any Padawan ever. And he's been around for a very, very long time.
Well, her character is like she's not calm like Ahsoka. I mean, she pretty much
She gets frustrated in a way.
frustrated. She doesn't have patience and stuff like that. And
But Luke was like that too with Yoda. But we know that Luke at least had the talent. She has none. How in the world is she going to actually fight a trained Jedi or Sith or whatever when she doesn't have the reflexes?
well, you said that everyone has force, but how to wield it is another story, right?
Yeah, even Ahsoka says talent is a factor. She didn't have the talent. But yet Ahsoka says, I don't need you to be a Jedi. So this training sequence here was a problem. Just let her be a Mandalorian. Because in Rebels, there was no indication that Sabine could actually use the Force. Yeah, she used a lightsaber, but she was beating another person with the dark saber that wasn't a Jedi. Gar Saxon in Clone Wars.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, Rebels,
I don't know where will she go, but the problem is it seems like, she, like in Rebel, her world, was destroyed by the Empire, and she was, like, she created, like, the armor that was to protect, like, her people, but, like, the Empire used it for bad. Remember that?
I think you're talking about Bo-Katan.
No, that was Sabine in Rebel. She created something.
Oh yeah. I remember.
And the Empire
It was
used
a
it
weapon.
for bad.
It was a weapon. Yeah, you're right about that.
And then her
family, like, she was kind of an outcast.
yeah.
Really, from her clan.
So maybe she's trying to, like, the Ahsoka is trying to help her to find herself first, and because like in this episode, like in the first two episodes and this episode, she has no patience. She's frustrated and stuff. She is totally different from Ahsoka.
Yeah, she knows that she doesn't have the capabilities. So I don't know the angle of it. But anyway, let's go back and because right around here we get to Hera speaking with the New Republic Council, and they pretty much don't want to help her at all. They don't believe that Thrawn is back, and this guy right here seems to be the ringleader, even though Mon Mothma from the prequels and deleted scenes, by the way, and other Star Wars projects, she's the Chancellor of the New Republic here, and basically they don't want to help at all. So Sabine and Ahsoka, they're on their own. But we do get one question answered here about Hera's son, Jason Syndulla. He actually makes an appearance in this. There he is, right there. That is Kanan's son right there. That's his cameo with Chopper, and you don't see it in the rest of the episode. So it's mainly focused on Sabine and Hera. They actually get to the planet, and they get intercepted. They have to take out some Balin's fighters and everything with Shin. That sequence, it looked good. But then there was a bit of a problem here, because with this, Ahsoka and the ship gets damaged, but then Shin and all of them actually end up going after Ahsoka, and Ahsoka is like flying through space or whatever. I'm trying to find the spot right here. Let me get right to it. So that's roughly, they're trying to go after it, but they're shooting at Ahsoka instead of the ship. Ryan brought that up, and that was a good point that he brought up. Why are they not shooting at the ship, but they're shooting at Ahsoka? It doesn't make any sense. But pretty much, That's pretty much the whole episode because they end up landing on the planet. And Balin shows up at the end. And he sends his droids out there. Hey, find them or whatever. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not much to the episode, but what we saw was good. But I'm not going to say this was a great episode. It was better than the first two. So this is probably as good as it's going to get so far. Maybe.
Well, I kind of like it because it does bring some of the memory of, the original Star Wars by George Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah, similar. And I do like, when they were being chased. I mean, when like Sabine shot one of the plane and stuff, and
yeah, they brought back the woo!
It's kind of like Han Solo, Corazio, when they shot a plane or something,
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of, now that you brought that back up, Ahsoka is now training Sabine with the blast shield down, and this is almost a direct ripoff of
The New Hope.
A New Hope right there.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, they better not have them say the same line that Luke said to Obi-Wan.
It seems like Ahsoka is like doing the Obi-Wan job.
Yeah. Yeah, but you got to remember also, Ahsoka was still very, very young. She's not a fully trained Jedi. So I don't know what she actually saw in Sabine to actually train her. Because there's nothing there with Sabine, I believe. I hope Filoni doesn't do this. I hope he doesn't go to where, all right, by the end of the season, she's going like full God mode with the Force. I don't believe that she should be a Force user.
Wait, but did Anakin see something in Ahsoka when he was training her?
Well, the thing is, though, it was actually a Plo Koon who actually found Ahsoka as a youngling. And then eventually the council decided that Anakin should have an apprentice, so he didn't have a choice with Ahsoka. Remember, Anakin and Ahsoka, they were kind of like butting heads at first.
Yeah.
That's why he called her Snips. So he didn't really have a choice on his apprentice at all. But she walked away from him, and Ahsoka walked away from Sabine. So Ahsoka really technically isn't a Jedi. I mean, she even calls herself, I'm not a Jedi. So, I don't know.
But she has that power.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All in all, good episode. Not great. I'm going to give it like a 7 out of 10. I gave the last 2 episodes a 6.2. This is better. But there is problems with this. There's definitely some problems with this the show so far. It's not flawless. I didn't expect it to be flawless. I've said it before. George Lucas Star Wars, you're not getting that anymore. You're not. This one here also had the least amount of men in the episode.
Yes.
So.
But how do you feel the character Ahsoka?
How do I feel about her? I like Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. Her portrayal of Ahsoka is different from the Clone Wars and Rebels. If you want to compare her to Rebels, this is like 10 years after Rebels here. So they've been through a lot. I like her in the role, but still overall the show really hasn't been focused on her as much, which I think it should have been focused more on her. It's almost like a Sabine and Ahsoka show together, and their relationship is still kind of iffy. So I don't know. What do you think of her?
I do actually like her character.
Yeah, I love her character. Ahsoka is a great character.
Because like it's just like after seeing her in the Clone War, like she was really kind of, I don't know, different from.
Yeah, she was like probably like 13, 14 years old.
Yeah, and in this all this episode where she's more like kind of like Obi-Wan,
Yeah.
she's more calm,
She's more wiser.
more mature, wiser,
Yeah.
and she doesn't pretty much like have a strategic or plan before she does something, you know.
Right.
And so I kind of like that, you
Yeah.
know. And when she, you know, get off the plane, where in a way it seems like she has that. She's still. I mean, she's mature and wiser, but she still has that like fearless, you know, move, you know,
Yeah.
like when she was young. So
Yeah. Yeah. Overall, good episode. I think next episode we're probably going to see Balin and Sabine clash lightsabers. That was in the trailer because they're on the same planet now. So we'll have to see. But that's going to wrap it up, guys. We'll be back tomorrow with another video. Until then, be safe.
goodbye.